So in this video, we will be aiming to explain everything about the Rinnegan, its inspirations and its abilities, and I hope you enjoy it and smash the like button if you learned something new, and let's get started. The Rinnegan, literally meaning Samsara Eye, is reputed as the most exalted eye amongst the three great jutsu, the others being the Sharingan and Byakugan. The kanji Rin, literally meaning wheel, is also used in the Sharingan and Rin Sharingan, potentially linking the three terms. In Naruto's universe, it is said in the times of disorder, the one who wields the Rinnegan is sent down from the heavens to become either a god of creation who will calm the world or a destroyer who will reduce everything to nothingness. Samsara is a Sanskrit word that means wandering or world, with the connotation of cyclic change. It also refers to the theory of rebirth and the cyclicality of all life, matter and existence. A fundamental assumption of all Saramanic religions from Buddhism to Jainism, Samsara is also sometimes referred to with the terms or phrases such as transmigration, karmic cycle, reincarnation. So the Samsara doctrine is tied to the karma theory and refers to the belief that all living beings' cyclicality go through births and rebirths. The term is related to phrases such as the cycle of successive existence. The concept of samsara is closely associated with the belief that the person continues to be born and reborn in various realms and forms. Now, this relates back to Kishimoto's portrayal of reincarnation within the Naruto universe, such as the sons of the Sage of Six Paths, Asura and Indra. Asura being the ancestor of the Uzumaki and Senju clan, and Indra being the ancestor of the Uchiha clan. The rivalry of Indra and Asura and their descendants, the Uchiha and Senju, is derived from Hindu and Buddhist religions, where the gods led by Indra are in constant battle against the Asura gods. In the teachings, Asura were malicious and Indra were compassionate. In the series, however, the brothers' roles are reversed. So basically, the cycle of reincarnation continues with Naruto and Sasuke taking the roles of Indra and Asura, which is explained by the Sage of Six Paths during the time when Naruto and Sasuke were in the brink of death.
As I said earlier, what I want is to create peace and bring about justice.
Renni in Rinnegan, literally meaning wheel cycle, is the Japanese term for samsara, the cyclic of reincarnation or rebirth in several Indian religions, which I explained before. Now, this is reflected in the names of the Six Paths technique, which shared the names with the six samsaric realms of reincarnation. Now, the first time we witnessed this badass technique, which blew our minds and most fans consider it's the best arc of Naruto, is when Negato showcases it in its full glory against Jiraiya. Now, the six domains of the desired realm from the samsaric teaching relates to the Rinnegan six paths perfectly as described by Negato, which are the god path, the demon path, human path, the hungry ghost domain, the hell domain, and the animal path. Now, these paths are identical to the six realms of worlds of existence in the wheel of Bhava Chakra in Hinduism. Based upon the six Buddhist paths of reincarnation, each body was named after one of the different paths: Deva, Asura, Human, Animal, Pretra, and Naraka. Each of these paths or realms represent one of the realms as a being reborn after death, determined by the accumulated karma of their past lives, while the two lower paths, Pretra and Naraka, are hellish, and the two higher paths, Deva and Asura, are heavenly. All six paths are considered to be paths of suffering because they perpetuate the cycle of reincarnation. The only way to break it and ascend to a higher state of existence is to attain enlightenment. This embodied the belief that pain carried, which is all life is a cycle of hate and suffering until we reach enlightenment. This is the very reason he created Akatsuki, to break the cycle of hatred. The Eye of the Moon plan could also be portrayed as a form of false enlightenment to escape from the world and pain that comes with it. Madara thought it was the right thing to do, as it would bring a form of peace to the world along with giving himself almighty power and a god complex. This is backed up by the quote in Naruto's universe: the one who wields the Rinnegan is the one who is sent down from heaven to become either a god of creation who will calm the world or a destroyer who will reduce everything to nothingness. So the whole story of Naruto is revolved around breaking the constant cycle of the world we live in. So Madara, although he didn't have the right intentions, he was kind of seeking enlightenment from the whole world, and the whole Naruto's universe revolves around this whole story story of Indra and Asura, and it's whole derived from Buddhism and Indian religions, which is quite mind-blowing if you think about it.
But you see, that is why I formed the Akatsuki, to break the cycle of hatred. I can put an end to it.
Alright, so the Rinnegan gives the user the capacity to perform any technique. All nature releases the ability to see chakra and chakra points in the body. It also allows the user to see invisible things such as barriers or madaras, limbo clones. With the Rinnegan, you are also immune to visual genjutsu, which are at least like maybe cast by other Rinnegan. The most important technique the Rinnegan gives the user is the 6 paths technique, which I mentioned before, but despite its name, it gives the user 7 special techniques. They are called the paths. Negato created the 6 paths of pain with the outer path, and each used the other 6 paths through them. Obito uses this technique as well with the Jinchuriki. But anyway, the Asura path, like this, allows the user to create missiles, cannon blades, extra arms, as seen with Negato, and it has many purposes with it. He created extra arms to subdue B and Naruto at the same time, for example. You're probably wondering, like, why are there weapons and guns in Naruto? But Kishimoto has said there is no technology in Naruto's universe, and that it would defeat the purpose of ninjas, specifically guns and weapons. However, why did he have the Asura Path of Pain equipped with machine guns and rockets? And here's a quote from him himself. He said that, firstly, projectile weapons such as guns aren't allowed. The one exception is Inari's bowgun. Now, guns aren't suited to ninja. Gunpowder is used in the anime, though I don't think it should be there, and vehicles such as airplanes are not allowed. I try to restrain from technology that can be used for war. For example, if missiles were in Naruto's universe, it would be the end. So basically, the Asura path draws inspiration from Hinduism, where Asura in mythology perpetually had the ability called Astra to use magical equivalents to the modern day biological missiles, and maybe this is why we can see this in Naruto's universe, because Kishimoto saw the Asura path and he included it in one of the paths in Pain. So Negato channeled the Asura path through the body of a ninja puppeteer. Now, the Naraka path. The user can summon the King of Hell, which can interrogate people as well as restore any damage to the user. All you need to do is like hold captive, and the King of Hell emerges. He grabs their tongue and you ask them a question. If they lied, their tongue is ripped out and they die, and if they tell the truth, they are spared. As for the restoration, the King of Hell grabs the user and pulls them into his mouth. The user then emerges restored completely. Naraka in Sanskrit is the word used for underworld, and in Hinduism it is a place where souls are sent for their sins, where they have to suffer. Now, Yama is the Lord of Justice, the King of Hell, and he puts living beings after death for appropriate punishment. For example, putting boiling oil on you, and if you lie to him, you rip your tongue out. So, likewise in Buddhism, the Naraka realm or Hell realm is the plane of rebirth based on karma built up in previous lives. Now, Pain channeled the power of Naraka path through the body of a priest, which is kind of coincidental, right? And he uses the exact same techniques, the exact same, like using the King of Hell. He does the exact same thing when he builds a gate and he takes your tongue out. So again, it's inspired in Naruto. Now, the human path, this allows one to take out the soul of an opponent just by a touch. All you need to do is touch them and their soul will start to come out. And if your soul is ripped out, the opponent dies, and you can also read their mind through this. Now, this also appears to take the power of the person that's trying to resist. Now, Ninetales Mode Naruto was trying to, and he was failing to pull his soul away from Negato, even though he should be able to overpower him. Now, in the Buddhism, the human realm is based on passion, desire, doubt, and pride. It is widely believed that the human realm is the form of rebirth most likely to attain enlightenment due to both the availability of information and teachers and the ability to reason without falling victim to an obsessive aggression or carnal delights inherited by the higher planes. Now, Negato channeled the powers of the human path through the corpse of Shinobi, the village hidden by waterfall. Now, this kind of links back to the human path in Naruto as well, when people are hard to resist their desires and they're taking out their soul. It's just linked really well. Kishimoto again got inspired by Buddhism. The animal path, like with this, you can summon a number of different animals that apparently can be killed and resummoned. Combining this with the outer path, the user can put chakra receivers into the animals and use them as extensions of their vision. Now these summons require no blood or seals unlike other summons. The animal path can also summon people using hand signs, such as the case of Negato's paths and Conan. Now tactic wise, I guess the animal path, all it does is to appear in battle and overwhelm multiple opponents with like so many summons, like when Pain did it for the first time on Konaha. Buddhists believe that animals inhabit a different dimension separated from humans, and not physically but mentally. An unhappy plane of rebirth which revolves around fear, instinct and survival of the fittest, suffered by those animals that work for humans, and above all by those ignorant to what is happening to them. Now the Rinnegan allows you to summon a shit ton of animals, like the giant drilled beak bird, the giant multi-headed dog, giant snake-tailed chameleon, giant panda, giant ox, giant rhino, a giant centipede, the other paths of pain. It allows you to summon Conan. It gives such a freaking insane amount of summons, right, that no other ninja would possibly be able to do. You start to understand how overpowered the Rinnegan is if you possess it, and how powerful it was in Naruto. The whole story revolves around the power the Rinnegan provided in like the last two arcs. So the next one is the Deva path. This path grants the ability to control gravity per se, depending on your interpretation. Now the user can attract an object or repel it, and it also obviously has more uses, like it's able to repel attacks no matter the size, which was stated in the latest data books. And this makes it one of the most overpowered paths ever, because if you see this for the first time when Negato used the Shinra Tensei ability on Konaha, there was no ability or ninja that we ever saw that was that overpowered. He was like a god. He destroyed Konaha in like one ability, and it was insane and an amazing scene. Now it literally doesn't repel attacks, but it disperses them in a way, so you kind of interpret it in a way where it's nullifying the attack. And another ability this grants is the Shibaku Tensei, and this music creates a center to which everything's surrounding it, and it attracts you to it. And once you're caught inside, you're done for, and Naruto said this himself. But unless you have crazy amount of power like Naruto had, he could break out of it. But it took Naruto to become the 8 tails, guys, because Negato said himself that he made a weak one. His one isn't even like enough power, much is nothing in comparison to the Sage of Six Paths. Now there is a huge weakness to this ability where you can fire an attack in the center and you destroy it, right? But I think Sasuke fixed this flaw in this ability with the Shibaku Tensei. These gravity manipulating techniques, however, can't be performed in rapid succession. The amount of time required to recharge it varies depending on the scale of the technique. In Buddhism, the Deva realm is the realm of bliss. The Deva realm is sometimes also referred to as God's realm, because compared to humans, its inhabitants are so powerful that they could be compared to deities, which I was trying to say, it's related back to Naruto. That's why Kishimoto made the Deva path the most overpowered and valuable one. So this is kind of like how he introduced Pain. He had godlike powers to any ninja that was ever shown before the show, and it's just amazing. Just think about it, guys. So the Pretra path. This path allows the absorption of ninjutsu and chakra. If you're caught by the Rinnegan user, it could absorb your chakra and your reserves and add it to its own. But Senjutsu can counter this. If you absorb too much Senjutsu, you can start being a petrified frog transformation. But Pain channeled the Pretra path through the corpse of a shinobi from village hidden in the grass. Now the ability was primarily defensive in nature, as they're capable of absorbing ninjutsu based techniques, and it nullifies it completely. This technique can also take the form of a barrier around the user's entire body, allowing them to absorb attacks from all directions. In Buddhism, the Pretra path is a reincarnation based on strong possessiveness and desire which were cultivated in a previous life of lives. The Pretra are humanoid creatures which are perpetually hungry and thirsty, but unable to satisfy themselves. This links back to Naruto, as I said, as this Pretra path absorbs and nullifies jutsu and chakra. It's kinda like an addict which needs their dose and fix to stay afloat. So Kishimoto again linked it again, which is blowing my mind. But anyway, it's just so much information. So lastly, the outer path. This path allows the user to produce chakra receivers which bind movement and allow the Rinnegan user to control the target. It gives the user to control over life and death. Basically, one can revive the dead truly, unlike Edo Tensei. This path is the same one Negato used to create pain. So the Gido statue can also be summoned with this outer path. This statue can create phantom dragons as well, by the way, if you forgot about that, which absorbs chakra. This instantly kills the person when they fly through them, and it also manifests chakra chains, which are so powerful that they subdued all the tailed beasts, and that's how they were sealing them, right? Gido is also derived from Sanskrit, which refers to any doctrine which refers to the outer path to enlightenment. So pretty much just explaining all of this, then there is even more jutsus and techniques and powers the Rinnegan provides to the user. It is literally the most overpowered godlike beast mode kami-like powers in Naruto's universe. If you have the Rinnegan, you unlock so many abilities. Just looking at Negato, who didn't even unlock it himself but was given it to him by Madara. Negato didn't even unlock it to its full potential or whatever. He still became one of the strongest ninjas to ever exist. Even with Sasuke and Madara, since they unlocked the Rinnegan with more legit and natural ways, they got even more power than Negato. So this Rinnegan is the most broken thing in Naruto. Certain Rinnegan abilities have only been demonstrated by single users. For example, like Madara can create shadows in the invisible world of Limbo, which is only visible to the Rinnegan and the Sage of Six Path Naruto. They also function as like a shield for Madara. Rinnegan has enough power to knock out all tail beasts down in one use, so you have to remember that. So some of you may ask, why didn't the Sage of Six Path Madara use his Rinnegan abilities? But the reasoning for me, what I'm thinking is that Madara had so many new abilities that he probably didn't even know what exactly he should use in what time. He likely had so many opportunities to, he didn't have the opportunity to use his Rinnegan in real combat. He achieved it and unlocked it before he died. And he gained wood release after being reanimated, and then when he became the 10-tailed Jinchuriki, he got even more powers. So he got so many powers within a short time span. He probably was overwhelmed. There's so many powers, he didn't know which one to use, blah 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 blah. Now Momoshiki Otsutsuki is able to absorb any ninjutsu with his right Rinnegan and subsequently release it from his left, and use a space-time ninjutsu to travel to and from his own dimension. So other people have different Rinnegan powers. Sasuke's Rinnegan allows him to shift spaces within a certain range of himself and create a portal to other dimensions. It's also suggested that Sasuke's Rinnegan is special because it is a power directly awakened by the Sage of Six Paths, as he gave half of his power to Sasuke. And it also seems that Sasuke's Rinnegan is as strong as two normal people's Rinnegan. This Rinnegan, while it isn't Kaguya's Renin Sharingan, is much closer to the Renin Sharingan than an ordinary Rinnegan. It's like a Mangekyo version of Rinnegan. Sasuke is still able to use his Mangekyo powers as well, which is seen when he casts Amaterasu and uses his Susanoo against Kaguya with just his Rinnegan. So everyone that seems to unlock the Rinnegan gets different abilities, and Sasuke seems to be the most overpowered. If Sasuke overuses the power of his Rinnegan, the Tomo will disappear until it has fully recharged, a process which takes considerable amount of time. During this time, he is unable to use his Rinnegan at its full power, and apparently cannot even activate his Mangekyo in his other eye. But anyway guys, that's just explaining everything that you need to know about the Rinnegan, how overpowered it is. It's freaking crazy. I know this video was so long listening to my voice. I hope you learned something. Hit the like button and make sure you subscribe and comment below. Yeah, what path do you want? Honestly, I think outer path a bit overpowered. To be honest, yeah, I think the Sharingan looks more sexy though. I don't know, would you even want a Rinnegan in real life? You look like an alien. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button and help support us, and we'll check you guys out in the next video. Follow our socials. See ya.